And really all of the assignments and all of the curriculums really tie to themselves in and round themselves out to these values. Everything from your morning announcements, that respect that they have for, being still, being in the one place, being mindful of what's happening, being respectful of the other students, the faculty, activities that are happening. So I think it goes beyond just a motto or a stream of thought. It's really about how we conduct themselves.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
Sure. Actually, our children's our older cousin attended that school for the first year, and we recently moved into the neighborhood. We looked around at the various school options, and our process was simple. We went to open houses, tried to get to understand what the school was like, meet as many parents, faculty as we could, and then we did a little bit of online research on the schools in our neighborhood, and we landed on Sathya Sai.
He responded really well. So we have two kids in Sathya Sai school, and both of them have responded really well, and they both are very different learners and just different personalities. So that's been kind of the nice thing, is that at first we thought, our older child, because he's a certain way, that it's worked out well for him, but even with our younger child, who is a little bit different, he still has been able to respond and really enjoys the school. So like the school is kind of like catered to their learning styles, and so as a result, it's been beneficial for both.
I think that the school is really good about marking achievements. So things like awards, ceremonies, really kind of like our oldest was able to achieve the Model 3 award, and he was really happy about that. Our youngest really enjoys, his tests, actually, spelling tests, he really enjoys. So really, they take a lot of care and attention to marking really great achievements within the children's development. So that was fun for them, and they really like being acknowledged for the hard work that they put in.
Yeah. And I think they like the idea that they're in the after school program as well, and so they really like that they know everybody in the school. So it is quite a community. Like our youngest, he's in grade 2, and he'll come and tell us about, this grade 7 did this, or this grade 8 did this. And I'm like, them. So it's really nice in that respect. I feel like the school is very much a community, and I know that, as much as possible, the other grades come in and help them, and sometimes are there during lunch. I remember, this is pre-COVID, I think, when our oldest was in JK, that they would have the grade 8 buddies and things like that. So they know everybody in the school. So when they're walking down the hallway, I think they really enjoy that. I think we really like the value-based education. So I think that has been just helpful for us, even as parents, so that, these are the developing stages of their life. So we can always be like, is this showing right conduct? And is this showing this? And they respond to it really quickly. And just the fact that those values are incorporated in so many different aspects of their schooling. So it's not just curriculum based, but it's even when they do their public speaking, right? So it's incorporated in that, and any assignment, there's always okay, how does this relate back to the values, which is kind of nice. So that's been really important for us to focus on that. I guess the community involvement that they have, like there's lots of opportunities for students to be involved in different aspects of the communities and learning about communities. They have like a heritage month every month, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think that from a parental standpoint, we want our children to focus on curriculum and learning the basics, math, sciences, and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the context of how they learn and what that means in terms of translating into the real world is tied in with the values that the school uses. They really take time to break down the school year, focus on each value, really try to get the kids to understand how those values present themselves in the real world, and how even basic things like math can be associated with principles and values such as right conduct, love, truth, and those values really are the sort of the base and the root of all of the teaching at the school, which is really, really great for us. We love the fact that there's wellness as well, the fact that they do things like yoga
and mindfulness.
Mindfulness. So it's not just about arithmetic and spelling and language and all that stuff, but it's all about an all around wellness for the kids.
Yeah.
I think from a there are obviously a lot of things from their academic standpoint that surprised us in terms of just how fulsome the curriculum was. Again, the value-based learning, all of those kind of things. Meditation, more. A lot. The kids are really encouraged to participate in morning announcements, so they're really encouraged to do all of that. So it's not just sort of them being static. They're really participating in that. I think the biggest thing that we found was the level of integration with the families, the opportunities the families had as parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, is to sort of participate and volunteer and be part of the school, and how much access we had to the administration, the faculty, and really just that level of connection. We didn't find that we had to really probe and work to try to get connected with the school. The school really just opened itself up and really encouraged all of the families to be together. Family nights, curriculum nights, all of those kind of things were really about, hey, come join us, volunteer. So there's lots of opportunity to engage in the school if you really wanted to.
Yeah, and I think even like the whole pandemic part, like I felt like they handled that really well, and like always kind of relayed information in terms of what was happening, lockdowns and so forth. So, and very like honest about their approach. And I think that was also like at that time, it was really helpful. So the school has 5 kind of main values that it focuses on, and it kind of like puts students in those value groups. And I think it changes often. So I think it's like the idea that these students will like exemplify these values. They write about the values every day, give examples of those values every day. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, I mean, I think the school goes beyond just a motto and a philosophy, right? So it's not just a sort of a chant the kids kind of go through, or a plaque that the school puts up. These values are really the root of all of the education that happens, all of the activities. Everything is rooted in your value groups. They rotate through those value groups. They talk about sub-values of these main philosophies, and really all of the assignments and all of the curriculums really tie to themselves in and round themselves out to these values. Everything from your morning announcements, that respect that they have for being still, being in the one place, being mindful of what's happening, being respectful of the other students, the faculty, activities that are happening. So I think it goes beyond just a motto or a stream of thought. It's really about how we conduct themselves. And I think that a core root of what we appreciate about the school is that they really learn to be students, right? They really learn to understand that they have a function, and the kids are given the respect to be not just sort of like, you're a kid, you do what the teacher tells you. It's really about saying, hey, you're empowered to be an individual, and your job right now is to be a student, to be a mindful person in the community. And what are the things, you know, everyone has their own a vocation or a job as an adult, and so we have a certain expectation of how we behave and what we're expected. And I think the kids also have that, and it's really vital for them to develop those principles early on, so that they can again use those skills as they get older and as they encounter more community, more you know, issues that come up in the real world. And I think that that's really a great part for us. I would say the typical family, yes, in the sense that I think we have had an opportunity to really meet. Our school is small, and so it's intimate, and so we do have family nights, and we are able to meet the families. The families are very much involved, so you have multi-generational units, so grandparents, uncles, aunts, you know, multiple siblings enrolled in the school, and so you get to see brothers and sisters. So our two kids are in classes where, you know, their peers also have siblings, and so it's just a large community. So I would say that the typical family is your, you know, a multi-generational participatory family. I think the diaspora is you know, South Asian, but in the years that we've been at the school and our children have been enrolled in the school, we've seen that diversity grow in the years, and I think that it will continue to grow, and people of all backgrounds and cultural connections should feel welcome, and really give that opportunity to come to the school and take a look at it, because I think it would be great to see that diversity and inclusion continue to grow, as I know the school is really key on, you know, making sure that everyone feels included and welcome at the school.
Yeah, so I think they've been proud of the assignments, and you know, getting this Model 3 award. It's something that comes again from him or the school, because certainly we didn't even know about the Model 3 award. So so they're certainly proud of the like academic achievements that they've had there. They're also really proud of the community at the school. Like, you know, I remember at one point we were just like, oh, you know, should we look at other schools? And it was just like, I think it was for our youngest, we're like, oh, instead of just in case you don't get in, you know, we'll look at other schools. And it was like, no, like I need to go to this school as well. So I think, yeah, they're really proud of that community there. They do whatever different aspects of the school, whether it's like the family nights that they go to, the field trips. They're very happy to represent the school anywhere. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you would want your children to sort of be represented in a large capacity, but I think that the school is really great about even the little things. So like our youngest loves arts and crafts, and so when they do a craft project, they really take the time to encourage other students to engage in what they really love. And so, you know, our youngest has a lot of opportunity to express himself in art. And so when he brings artwork home, he's very, very happy about that. He gets a chance to do that. Our oldest loves to read, and for whatever reason loves assignments, and so when he gets those kind of things, he's really encouraged to do well. Lots of feedback. They get to understand what their assignment is and what the root of that project is, and they get to really dive in and develop their skills. And so I think they're really proud of not just grades, but just overall the capacity to explore what they like
Yeah.
in school.
And the school has like lunch clubs that the students take part of. And again, like they are so diverse. There's like nightly arts to like French club and so forth. So they get to take part in all of these sort of things. So I think they are very proud of those sort of things, like different things that they wouldn't necessarily be interested in, that they join it for a couple of weeks and then go from there, and then it rotates, so which is kind of nice as well. So I think they are proud of all the different opportunities that are kind of presented to them at the school, and then they can pick and choose what they like.
The size of the school, obviously a more intimate school allows you that access. I feel like it's the right size for the faculty, and the fact that it's a self-contained school that allows for that intimate classroom. The grades move, the kids move through the grades together. I think that's a very important aspect. Obviously, the value-based learning is probably key, and the one thing that sets Sathya Sai apart from other schools is that there is a very conscious effort to ensure that the values are part and parcel of everything that the kids do to really kind of round out their education and develop them as people. I think the unique basis of the curriculum, everything from the after school program, the lunch clubs, they have coding classes, we do lots of STEM based learning as well, and initiatives. Again, because of the volunteer aspect of it, we get people that are from different industries, engineers and doctors, construction workers, and all that stuff, that are able to kind of volunteer their time and expose the kids to a variety of different vocations, and really kind of, again, the all around education.
And I would say that the school is very open to all of that stuff. I think just recently a couple of parents came and gave a presentation on mental health to the students, and I don't think that was the first one, it was just the most recent one, but I think there's been lots of different presentations and seminars and again, for the students to take a look at their own mental health and what they can do and so forth. So I think that's also really important. And it's been forefront in part of their education. I think that whole mindfulness and all of that kind of plays all into it as well.
Yeah, and I think the exposure to the variety of different areas, such as during the pandemic, for example, it wasn't like the kids were sheltered or we try to hide anything from them. There was a real concerted effort to educate them, to make sure that they understood what was happening around them, so that they didn't feel scared or concerned in any large way. They were told about what was happening, why they were wearing masks, and those sort of things. Anti-bullying is another example. All of that kind of stuff. Pink Shirt Day. So there's really, again, the idea that mental health and wellness and social issues are something that the kids are exposed to and discussed, so that there isn't this fear or this sense of isolation, right? So the kids really do understand what is happening around them. I think that from my perspective is be open to the school, be open to taking some time to really educate yourself, research, speak to as many people as you can. Again, the school does give you the opportunity to speak to parents, again, a lot of siblings as well. So if there's any concerns about how the school functions, the faculty there, the administrative staff, parents are very open to providing that feedback. Spending some time to really get an idea of the roundness of the school, the idea that it is not just simply a matter of grading and ranking on the internet. Although we rank well, I think the idea is to be open to how the school really looks at education and values and developing students into full-rounded people.
Yeah, and I think even like also to look at your kid and see what kind of learner they are and what they would benefit from. I think that's really important when you're choosing a school, and what kind of habits that you want to make sure that your student builds into.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.